Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is January 21st, 2024, and we might not be able to recover Chadi Riad as soon as we initially anticipated. Also, Bayern Munich are making a huge push to try to beat Barcelona to the signing of Lucas Bergvall. And finally, English media have confirmed the news about Calvin Phillips, which I reported about in yesterday's video. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All this helps the channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kit bag. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you head to Bet Us. Both links for Kickback and Bet Us are down below in the description. Now let's start with the news because Barcelona defeated Real Betis 2-4 in what was a great performance by the team, in what was a great step forward by the team. And with this result, hopefully Barcelona will be able to revert the situation, will be able to continue building on the great performance that we saw today. Now, I did do a post-match live analysis right after the match ended, so if you want to hear all my analysis, all my thoughts, my opinions about the match, the players, the lineup, etc., make sure you check it out on the channel. Now, Chadi Riad in the post-match in the post-match press conference, he pretty much summarized what happened during the match, and these are his statements because I thought he did a pretty great summary. So I will read them to you, and I will also make it bigger for you so you can see it. But pretty much Chadi Riad said, I think the fans enjoyed the match. We certainly did. The team has been very good. We have taken a step forward. We have not played a perfect game, but this was a great game in general. We were doing very well, controlling the match well with the 0-2. After that, we suffered in a random play that we didn't understand. We felt like there was a possible foul on Pedri. Araujo and Iñaki mistook each other, and they scored. After the first goal they scored, we got tense and we immediately conceded another one. We played a great match, but we should have killed it off earlier. This is a big step forward. We just won it in a stadium that no one has been able to win this season. We did it with youngsters and with personality. So 100% agree with Chadi Riad. A great match by the team. Great step forward. It wasn't a perfect match, but nonetheless, great performance by the team. Should have killed it off earlier. They didn't. They made that mistake that allowed Real Betis to score 2 goals. But nonetheless, they continued fighting. They showed strength, mental strength. They showed attitude, showed a lot of heart, a lot of passion. And Barcelona were able to score 2 more goals, finishing off the match 2-4 with a hat-trick by our shark, Ferran Torres. Again, if you do want to hear my thoughts and opinions about the match, check out the post-match live analysis. But one thing that I was a little bit surprised or a little bit shocked about during the post-match press conference is that Xavi did address what happened in the match between Real Madrid and Almeria, which was the biggest robbery in La Liga so far. Now, this is what the Blaugrana coach had to say about that. He said, everyone saw the refereeing in the Real Madrid-Almeria match. After our first match this season, I already told you that it was going to be incredibly difficult to win La Liga this season. I stand by those words. Regarding the refereeing for the Madrid match, I would just like to repeat Almeria manager's Giritano's words. Also, in an opinion article by Alfredo Relaño, he's a very good journalist. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, today Real Madrid pulled off the biggest robbery in La Liga so far. They were down 0-2 against Almeria at the halftime in the Santiago Bernabeu. Second half kicks off. Real Madrid are awarded a penalty kick, which the VAR intervenes. Should have not been a penalty kick. Rudiger commits a clear foul on an Almeria defender when he leans on him and jumps off. Joselu commits also a foul on his defender when he puts his arms on his shoulder, uses him to jump off. Nonetheless, VAR intervenes, hands a penalty kick to Real Madrid. Now the match is 1-2. Then Vinicius Jr. scores a goal with his arm. VAR intervenes, still allows the goal to happen. Now it's 2-2. Almeria scored a third goal, totally legal goal. VAR intervenes again, takes the goal away. So now we have 3 VAR calls awarding Real Madrid 2 goals that should have been awarded and taking away a goal from Almeria that was perfectly legal. And to top all of that, the match is still 2-2 by the 90th minute. The referee awards Real Madrid 16 minutes of stoppage time. 16 minutes. That's a whole extra half for them to score the third goal, and Real Madrid end up winning. Biggest robbery in La Liga so far. Absolutely shameful. Historical robbery, by the way, because this is the first time the VAR has had to intervene 3 times to correct a referee's decision in favor of the same team, which in this case was Real Madrid. Historical robbery, huge robbery by Real Madrid. Absolutely disgusting, disgraceful, shameful what's going on with La Liga right now, because I think one thing is clear. And by the way, this has been going on all season. We've seen match after match, Real Madrid being awarded penalty kicks that were not penalty kicks, or Real Madrid committing penalty kicks, clear penalty kicks that were not awarded to the other team. We've seen Real Madrid score offside goals. We've seen this happen all season, but this by far was the most egregious robbery yet. It's very clear that those in power only want to see Real Madrid win. I think they cannot fathom the fact that Barcelona, a club in crisis, a club that was on the verge of bankruptcy, a club with no money, a club with no financial fair play rule, a club that had to sell its own assets to sign players, a club which its board of directors had to put money out of their own pocket to sign players, a club that everybody said was finished, just won La Liga, and those in power cannot stand that, and they're doing anything in their power, everything in their power to make sure Real Madrid win it, because not only can Barcelona not win it again, they also don't want to see Girona win it, another Catalan team with a 65 million euro budget. God forbid they win it too. And I think today's message was clear. This was not a robbery against Almeria. This was a direct message to everybody that this season there can only be one winner, which is Real Madrid. Absolutely disgusting. And in case you're wondering what do I mean by those in power, if you don't know by now, and this is a fact, you can look it up yourself. But if you don't know by now, most people who are in charge of La Liga, including La Liga's president Javier Tebas, everybody who's in charge of the CTA, which is the committee of referees, everybody who's in charge of the Royal Spanish Football Federation, and most referees in the Spanish league are either Real Madrid club members, Real Madrid former directors, or Real Madrid former players. This is a fact. You can look it up. This is not an opinion. But most people in power in Spanish football are Madridistas, and they're doing everything in their power to make sure that only Real Madrid can take La Liga. Absolutely disgusting, horrible robbery. Almeria's coach could not say anything in a post-match press conference because obviously he would get sanctioned. An Almeria player did speak to her press, said that this was an absolute robbery. The referees have already said that they're going to report him so he can get banned. I'm sure he will get banned. If we call, I think it was Carlos Soler who criticized the referees and he got a 4-match ban. But meanwhile, Real Madrid TV have been posting video after video criticizing referees and saying that referees are always against them. No bans for Real Madrid. Ancelotti has criticized referees in a post-match press conference. No bans towards him. Asensio criticized referees last season through Twitter. Nothing there. And that's not even to mention what Vinicius Jr. does every match after match. Taunting players, taunting coaches, taunting the fans. Nothing. No bans for him. If you don't know by now, or if you are failing to accept by now that Real Madrid are heavily favored by referees and everybody in power in Spain, it's because you don't want to believe it. Not because the evidence is not there, because the evidence is clear. It's disgusting, horrible, shameful, disgraceful what's going on in La Liga. And they are killing this league, ladies and gentlemen. It used to be the first most watched league in the world. It was surpassed by the Premier League. Now it's been surpassed by the Bundesliga, a league where only one team wins every freaking year. And this league is going to continue on a downward spiral if things do not change, because this is absolutely shameful. Anyways, more news. I don't want to take up too much time, but let's talk about more news, because one player we do need to talk about is, of course, Chadi Riad, who's playing for Real Betis. He didn't play today because of that fear clause that prevents him from playing. But it's been revealed by Mundo Deportivo that his clause that allows Barcelona to buy him back, his buyback clause, cannot be activated until 2025. And it was reported that Barcelona were looking to activate the buyback clause of Chadi Riad to bring him back in the summer. But now this report says that this clause cannot be used until 2025. So if Barcelona want to bring him this summer in 2024, they would have to actually do a negotiation with Real Betis and actually pay his price. Now, of course, Chadi Riad is on loan until the end of the season. Real Betis do have an option to buy. I think it's worth 3.5 million euros. It's reported that they are going to activate it. So if they do activate it, Barcelona would have to buy him in the regular negotiation, because they can't activate the buyback clause until 2025. Unless, of course, Real Betis decide not to activate that clause, then Chadi Riad would come back either way, because he's currently on loan. More news, because it's reported that Bayern Munich are currently doing a huge push to beat Barcelona to the signing of Lucas Bergvall. Now, we all know Barcelona made a 4 million euro offer for Bergvall. It was rejected. They upped it to 6.5. Of course, there are other clubs who are interested in him. There was Udinese, Inter Milan, Eintracht Frankfurt, who made an 8.5 million euro offer for him. Juventus, Manchester United. Now they're reporting that Arsenal just joined the race, and of course Bayern Munich as well. But the player told his club that he only wants to go to Barcelona. He gave the green light to go to Barcelona, and it's reported that Jude Gardens said that, okay, they're going to respect the wishes of the player, and therefore they're only going to negotiate with Barcelona. Now, it seems that Bayern Munich are very persistent. They have offered Jude Gardens 9 million euros, so that's more than the 6.5 that Barcelona offered. That's more than the 8.5 that Eintracht Frankfurt offered. And it's reported that Bayern Munich are trying to convince Jude Gardens that their offer is the highest one, and to allow them to talk to the player and try to convince him to join the Bundesliga club. For now, of course, Lucas Bergvall is still insistent he only wants to go to Barcelona. But do keep in mind that Bayern Munich are making a huge push, and they're trying to take Lucas Bergvall away. Hopefully, Barcelona can move quickly, finalize the signing. Otherwise, we can see another young talent slip away from us. More news, Calvin Phillips. I told you in yesterday's video that Barcelona have ruled out the signing. Deco wanted to sign him as on loan for 6 months to reinforce the pivot position. But Manchester City have set a price of 8 million euros for a loan fee. That's just loan fee, 8 million euros to take him for 6 months. Plus, Barcelona would have to cover most of his salary. That's unaffordable for Barcelona. So Barcelona have ruled out this operation. And today that was confirmed by the English media, who reported that Manchester City have not heard from Barcelona in regards to the signing of Calvin Phillips. Of course, they're not going to hear from them, because Barcelona have ruled out this signing. Because again, it's crazy to think or to pay 8 million euros just the loan fee, and that's not even thinking about the salary of the player. More news, and this will be the last bit of news, but be on the lookout, because Napoli are continuing to reinforce themselves. Today, they signed their third signing during this winter transfer market. His name is Cyril Ngonge. He's a 23-year-old right winger, supposedly the revelation of the Serie A. And Napoli continues to reinforce themselves, not just to make a comeback in the Serie A, because they're currently not doing well in the Serie A, but they're also reinforcing themselves with the big aim of beating Barcelona in the round of 16 in the Champions League. So this is something definitely to look out for. Napoli are spending a lot of money. They've signed already 3 players. They're talking about signing more, because, again, they're not just looking to make a comeback in the Serie A. They're really looking to beat Barcelona in the Champions League. So we're going to have definitely a very tough match ahead of us. Hopefully we can pull through, but it's going to be a difficult one. Anyways, that is all the news for today. Thank you for watching. Again, if you haven't watched the post-match live analysis, make sure you do. Have a good night or good morning wherever you are in the world. And as always, Visca Barça.